In every civilization, myths begin the same way, with conflict. But the earliest written conflict in human history doesn't come from Greece, or Egypt, or Rome. It comes from Sumer, the oldest known civilization, and it involves two powerful Anunnaki figures whose disagreement shaped the earliest stories about humanity. Before we begin, if you appreciate clear and direct videos about ancient texts and their mysteries, feel free to leave a like. It helps the video reach people who enjoy this type of content. The two figures at the center of this earliest power struggle are Enki and Enlil. Their roles appear across multiple Sumerian tablets, including the creation accounts, the flood narratives, and the early king lists. And although the details vary by city and time period, one consistent theme appears. Enlil and Enki represent two opposing approaches to dealing with humanity. Enlil is associated with authority, order, and the enforcement of rules. Enki is associated with wisdom, invention, adaptation, and problem-solving. Their conflict isn't about good versus evil. It's about two different visions for how early human society should function. To understand their disagreement, we need to look at how the Sumerians saw the world. In their view, the gods, including the Anunnaki, didn't live in a separate dimension. They participated directly in the world, influencing nature, cities, and humanity. This makes the Enki and Enlil dynamic more political than mythological. According to the creation tablets, Enlil played a major role in organizing the structure of the world. He established boundaries, laws, and the framework for cosmic order. But once humans were created, that order became more complicated. The texts say humans were noisy, unpredictable, and constantly multiplying. Enlil saw them as a disruption to the structure he was trying to maintain. Enki, however, is depicted as the one who engineered humanity or guided their formation. He is the problem solver who steps in when something threatens human survival. Naturally, this puts him in direct conflict with Enlil. If you enjoy organized explanations like this, consider subscribing. It helps the channel continue exploring these historical sources. The first major clash occurs when humanity becomes too numerous. The tablets say Enlil grows frustrated with the constant noise and demand placed on the gods. His response is decisive. He sends famine, drought, and hardship to reduce humanity's numbers. Enki intervenes. He instructs humans on how to survive the famine by adjusting their diets and agricultural practices. He teaches them how to dig deeper wells, how to cultivate different plants, and how to avoid starvation. As the texts describe it, Enki broke the plan. This pattern repeats several times. Enlil imposes order. Enki finds ways to work around it. Humanity benefits from these interventions, which makes Enki a protector figure across Sumerian stories. The most famous conflict between the two is, of course, the Great Flood. Enlil proposes a complete reset, a flood powerful enough to remove humanity altogether. Most of the divine council agrees. But Enki refuses to let humanity be wiped out. He secretly warns Atrahasis, offering guidance on how to build a survival vessel. This conflict, Enlil's decision versus Enki's refusal, becomes one of the oldest power struggles in written history. But the story doesn't end there. After the flood, Enlil is furious that humanity survived. The tablets describe this moment in surprising detail. Enlil questions how Atrahasis could still be alive, since the plan was supposed to eliminate all humans. When he learns Enki is responsible, the two confront each other. Enki argues that complete destruction was unnecessary and extreme. Enlil argues that order required drastic action. This argument sets the stage for the next phase of their conflict. A compromise is reached. Humanity will continue, but under new rules. These include shorter lifespans, diseases, and limitations to population growth. The goal is balance, not elimination. Despite their differences, Enki and Enlil ultimately agree on maintaining humanity at a sustainable level. This moment is important because it shows how Sumerian mythology blends divine conflict with practical solutions. These tablets were not written as entertainment. They were written as explanations for why the world works the way it does. Now, why does the Enki-Enlil rivalry fascinate modern researchers? Because it mirrors one of the oldest political patterns in human history. One leader who values strict order. one leader who values flexibility, and a society caught between both approaches. This dynamic repeats across empires: Rome, Egypt, China, and the Sumerians recorded its earliest version. But there's another layer. Some scholars believe Enki and Enlil represent two different groups or factions within the early Sumerian pantheon, groups with competing philosophies. Others believe the rivalry reflects real political tensions in ancient city-states. And in the context of the Anunnaki theory, some interpret the story as evidence of conflict among advanced beings who played roles in early civilization. What makes the Enki-Enlil conflict so intriguing is that the tablets don't resolve it. There is no clear victory, no final battle, no absolute conclusion. Instead, their disagreement shapes the background of nearly every major Sumerian myth. Enlil is the enforcer, Enki is the negotiator, and humanity exists in the space between these two forces. If this explanation reminds you of someone interested in ancient mysteries, feel free to share the video. These early stories often reveal patterns that echo across civilizations. In the end, the conflict between Enki and Enlil remains one of the earliest power struggles ever recorded. And whether we interpret it as mythology, political symbolism, or something more complex, it shows how the Sumerians understood the world. Not as a realm of perfect gods, but as a world shaped by competing ideas, with humanity directly affected by every decision.